Good evening. It's April 30th, 2025, and we're in Studio 6A. It's my pleasure and honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today, Mr. Jeckovich?
Very good, thank you.
Did you have a nice day?
Yes.
Did you have a nice dinner, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yes.
Okay. You're looking well.
Thank you.
You're looking well. We're here discussing Mr. Jeckovich's book. How many pages was that book?
849.
849. It's titled Their Mother's Sons.
Yeah.
And that book takes Mr. Jeckovich from about the age 11 to when his mother passed away at her age of 89. Mr. Jeckovich started caring for his mother as a young boy because his father died of a heart attack laying cement at the age of 43. Correct? Okay, so there's where the beginning of the book begins. And it also discussed Mr. Jeckovich's World War II life. Mr. Jeckovich was in Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Yesterday, Mr. Jeckovich's motto then and now is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today's a gift, right, Mr. Jeckovich?
Right.
During World War II, Mr. Jeckovich was beat up, shot by a sniper in the shoulder. What shoulder?
Right.
Right shoulder.
And he lost the hip.
Yeah. Lost a hip, beat up, stab, shot by a sniper, trench foot, frostbite.
Still got it. We got still right now.
Yeah. And also he was hit by a dirty bomb. What is a dirty bomb?
They put razors and all kinds of stuff and they drop it over your head.
The Nazis would blow this bomb over your head, and they would stick like old wrenches and tools, and they would also put razors and anything nasty to do the most amount of damage to the most amount of people. Mr. Jeckovich's friend in the service, another military combat soldier, he was hit by the same bomb, and his head blew off, and he was just his glasses, his reading glasses, or his regular living glasses, were just hanging off of his ear. And that's the same bomb Mr. Jeckovich has shrapnel in his leg. Mr. Jeckovich removed the glasses and took one dog tag number and wrote a beautiful letter to Donald Lape's mother and father, right? Okay. During World War II, Mr. Jeckovich received the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, a European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, and 3 Bronze Service Stars, World War II Victory Medal, and Army of Occupation Medal with a German clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine, pistol, and machine gun bars, the Marksman Badge with a rifle bar, an Honorable Service lapel button during World War II. So you had a lot of medals.
Oh,
Where are they?
who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen them?
When they brought them home.
80 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jeckovich wears many hats, he had many businesses, and he wrote this book, and many people ask about the book. How much is it, and where can I buy it?
You can't buy it.
The book is not for sale. He didn't write the book for money. He has plenty of money. He wrote the book to teach a younger generation a little things about life to make their life just a little bit easier. Make their life a little bit easier. And Mr. Jeckovich's mind is like a library, so if anyone wants to ask him any questions, they can text him at area code 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. When World War II began, there was 16,400,000 young men and women participating very loyally on the American side. Now, we're down to less than 6,000 combat veterans, 6,000 frontline, that's where we're down to. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So here's your opportunity. If you want to ask Mr. Jeckovich any questions, now is the time to text him. He answers all questions, right?
Right.
He answers all questions. Mr. Jeckovich, one of the other questions they always ask about is, you jogged for 80 years. What got you started jogging?
I read a book by Johnson.
And is that because your father died at 43?
Yeah.
Well, it served you well. You went a whole 80 years.
Yeah.
But your knees blew out at about the 81st year.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, when you start jogging, today it's very fashionable and acceptable to jog. When you start jogging, no one knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Get off the street, you bum.
And anything else?
Oh, they throw stuff at you.
Yeah. When Mr. Jeckovich started jogging 80 years ago, it wasn't acceptable or fashionable. And they thought Mr. Jeckovich was jogging because he could not afford the car. That wasn't the case. Mr. Jeckovich was jogging for health, and they'd yell things at him like in the beginning, get out of the road, you bum, can't you afford a car? Throw a couple empty cans of Genesee beer at him, and one time I was told they popped him in the head with a full can of Campbell's soup. So I'm sure all those wise guys 80 years ago that were yelling derogatory things at Mr. Jeckovich when he attempted to better his health, I'm sure they're all pushing up daisies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. On the way to the studio today, Mr. Jeckovich, the roads are packed with joggers. It's a very acceptable thing.
Yeah.
But now what I see is joggers, both male and female, jogging in very, very expensive outfits. They have these bright colored pants, matching coats and shirts, matching hats. They even wear gloves. And they have a radio, so some type of radios in your ear. And they have a water bottle around their waist. And they also have very expensive, bright colored neon sneakers.
Yeah.
Is that how you jog?
Then I dressed a t-shirt, a pair of overalls, and a pair of sneakers.
And it did its job, right?
Yeah.
As time went on, maybe 60 or 70 years of jogging under your belt, did you get all dressed up in that style?
No.
Never did.
Never did.
Why do you think these people do?
They're not doing it. They want to do it because for their health. They're doing it just to show off.
Ah, they're looking for attention.
Yeah.
Attention. Yeah, that seems to be an epidemic today.
21.
It seems to be an epidemic. Everyone is on some type of site, like Facebook, bragging of what beautiful business people are there, what great athletes they are, what great scholars they are,
Yeah.
what great musicians they are. So we have a bad dose of people are egocentric and not Christocentric. Because like Amber, she's a very humble person. That's Mr. Jekovich's great-granddaughter. She comes to visit Mr. Jeckovich 4 or 5 times a week. Your great-granddaughter.
Yeah.
What could you say about Amber?
Amber's a great person.
Yeah. She's a full-time missionary, and she literally surfs around the world. There hasn't been a country that's got a wave that she hasn't been to. There hasn't been a country that has a wave that she hasn't been to. Even though she lives on the ocean, she can roll right out of bed in the sand and go surfing in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Always chasing a wave. Before the big fires in Malibu, Amber spent 3 months there in Malibu surfing.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rico, she goes surfing a lot. Australia, I should say. All around Hawaii, she spent a few months. All around the world, she's always on the go. But it's a wonderful girl, being a full-time missionary. She's Christocentric, not egocentric, like most of these people today. And she's empathetic. She's always looking to help. And when she comes to visit Mr. Jeckovich, she always makes smiles. In fact, on our 400 or 500 YouTube videos, there's a lot of short ones that Amber did. They should be easy to find. I think Amber did like 3 or 4 30-second videos.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's very nice. So, Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, and right now he's knocking on the door of 100. Didn't you say a couple months ago that you blinked your eyes at 20 and you're 100?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So boys and girls, it's a short dance around the sun. Enjoy every day. Take it seriously, because it goes fast. It goes fast, right?
Yeah.
He blinked his eyes at 20, now he's 100. It went fast.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Jeckovich this week, proud to say, he became a great-grandfather.
Yeah.
5 generations. His grandson had a little girl named Ellie, and that would make the 5th generation. And we hope to have him on the screen pretty soon, showing the entire 5 generations,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah, that'll be beautiful, Mr. Jeckovich. Well, we're on the book, and we're reading it the second time around, and we're on chapter 5, second time around. Well, how many pages was that book?
849.
Man, that must have took you a year to write.
No, 6 months.
That's it?
That's it.
But you didn't use no Google.
No.
You didn't use no computer.
No.
You hand wrote it out, right?
Yeah. Use
Yeah.
a dictionary. That's all.
Well, a dictionary, I'll be damned. I don't think there's many houses that have dictionaries anymore. I really don't. Mr. Jeckovich grew up during the Depression. How did the Depression treat you and your family?
Well, I was young then. I was treated well.
You had no problems.
Had good meals. Dressed up for Easter's holidays and that.
Keep in mind, when Mr. Jeckovich was born, gasoline was 7 cents a gallon. You could fill up your real huge car for like $1.25. When Mr. Jeckovich was born as a boy, you could buy a brand new house, a nice one, for like a couple $1,000, and a brand new car was $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Right? And back then, the way everything played out was the husband was the breadwinner, and the wife, which she had the hardest job of all, she would take care of the kids and the household
Right.
and run all the errands. Wasn't that the way it was? Mr. Jeckovich, also you could ask him questions about marriage. How long have you been married for?
69 years.
There it is, 69 years. What advice would you give to young people getting married today?
Be careful who you marry.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful who you marry. Unfortunately, there was 90,000 divorces last year in Florida, and 99% of them were related to what? Why?
Money.
Money. That's right.
Money.
90,000 divorces in Florida related to money. You know, it's very tough for young people to survive today. The husband's working 3 jobs.
Yeah.
The wife is working 3 jobs, and they still don't have enough money to buy a house.
Yeah.
It's very tough. It's very tough for young people. And that's why this book comes into play. This book comes into play where Mr. Jeckovich is trying to give people advice on how to live an easier and simpler life. Correct? An easier and simpler life. When Mr. Jeckovich proposed to Delphine Stulak, he was in the Roman Catholic Basilica in Tonawanda, New York.
15 and a half.
And he asked for her hand in marriage, and what'd she say?
She said yes.
And then from there, they walked to the altar of the basilica, and they said a prayer for a long and happy marriage. How'd that turn out?
69 years.
The prayer was answered, right?
Yeah.
The prayer was answered. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. And tell us about your mother that you were caring for solely, how Delphine, your new wife, got along with your
Oh, they
mother.
got great, great. It was the best thing for my mother.
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
2 peas, because your mother was basically a lonely person.
Yeah, well, her husband died away at 43.
Her husband died at 43.
Yeah.
Why did her husband die at 43?
He had a massive heart attack,
Uh-huh.
mixed with cement.
Let me elaborate on this. Mr. Jekovich's father, Marion Jeckovich, was a legal immigrant from Russia. He went through the proper channels of Ellis Island. It seems like at that time, a large percentage of the Polish, Italian, and Greek population relocated to Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And there was mega mansions on the water.
yeah,
Mega mansions. It was a beautiful town back then.
yeah.
And so anyways, Mr. Jeckovich, his father, Marion Jeckovich, came through the legal channels. He came here to work. Mr. Jekovich's father worked so hard with 3 jobs, he basically worked himself to death trying to give Mr. Jeckovich and kids a better life, and he died of a heart attack laying cement, right? Mr. Jeckovich came to work, came to make America better, came to give his family a better life than it was in that hellhole of Russia that he came from. He came from a dirty hellhole factory town where they worked you around the clock with no benefits and very little pay. So, in contrast to the immigrants coming in today, it's not good. The immigrants coming in today come to work the system, put their hand out, take
Yeah.
what they can,
Yeah.
take advantage of all. The immigrants today, illegally, they work the system. When Mr. Jekovich's father and others during that time, they came to work, not work the system. There wasn't any government benefits for Mr. Jekovich's father back in the day, but it didn't have to be. They wouldn't accept them anyways.
Yeah, they wouldn't accept it, no.
They wouldn't accept them anyways.
No.
That's the fact. So, you're a young boy now. You moved into your brand new house on 3063 Orleans Avenue. And then how did you find out that your father died in the cement?
Well, the police called me up at 8 o'clock at night and told me to go to the hospital. Your father got hurt.
And the police took you to the hospital?
Yeah,
Were you sitting in the back or front seat?
back seat.
Did the police, as a little boy that you were, a young boy, did they escort you in the hospital?
No, they just parked me there and left.
Dropped you off and told you to go to the desk?
Yeah.
All right, now you're walking in the hospital.
I asked the nurse, where's my father at? And she said, well, he's downstairs. I'll take you right down.
Red flags are going off.
Yeah,
Because you thought you're going to second or third floor.
yeah,
Second or third floor, where he might have cracked a wrist or broken ankle. So going downstairs, you got red flags going off. What happened next?
that downstairs was the morgue.
And then what did you see in the morgue?
No, they took me to where my father was laid out. His eyes were closed. He was still working his work clothes, had cement on his pants.
He had wet cement on his clothes?
Yeah, on his face.
And they asked you to do, as a young
Yeah.
boy, they asked you to identify the body.
Yeah. And then they asked me to go through his pockets.
Oh, okay. So you had to go through his pockets. What did you find in his
A
pockets?
can of that Prince Albert tobacco and those tissues that they lined it up in. I found his keys,
What else?
and I found his,
Change?
what?
Change?
Shave?
Change. Coins.
Well, he had a quarter and a nickel in his
Yeah.
top hats, yeah.
And what else?
That was it.
That was it. So now you're a young boy, and your job is to take care of your mother now.
Yeah.
No one else would. So your mother was still very young. Did your mother remarry?
No, never did.
Did your mother ever have boyfriends?
No.
Good. And so what would you feel like if your mother brought home boyfriends?
I'd be upset.
Be upset. The reason why we're asking all this, these ladies today must understand that men today are very clever, and cunning and selfish ways. We're trying to tell these young ladies today, if you're at home, divorced, and have children, don't bring no one home,
Well, yeah,
right?
right.
Don't bring no one home. Don't bring no one home. Wait till those kids are at least gone, 18 or 20. Don't bring them home. It's a really bad situation. The kids in most cases will end up hating them, and maybe this boyfriend you bring home will hurt them, kill them, or abuse them. It's a fact. Google it. It happens hundreds of times a day. Don't bring them home. Learn from this simple example here. Don't bring them home. And besides, what respectable and honorable man would move into a lady's house with kids?
Yeah, yeah. And
No, not
then abuse the kids.
Yeah, and what respectable man would move into her house?
Yeah.
That tells you a lot of stories. There's a lot of bad stories.
Yeah, she made a bad choice.
Yeah, damn bad choice.
Yeah.
And then the kids will suffer. So learn about this little example we talked about. Under no circumstances, I have to reiterate this, do not bring that guy home. Do not bring that guy to live. These guys are very clever, cunning, in very selfish ways. Don't find out the hard way, right?
Right.
Don't find out the hard way. Okay, so we'll move on. So you went into the service as a teenager.
Yeah, I was drafted.
You were drafted. Why did you wait to get drafted?
Well, I wanted to take care of my mother as long as I could.
Here's one of the sacrifices Mr. Jeckovich made. If he enlisted, like his two brothers did, he would get a cushy job. Your one brother enlisted, and he was teaching students stateside how to drive a Jeep.
Yeah, yeah.
He enlisted, he got a stateside job teaching students on how to drive a Jeep. Was he some type of expert instructor?
No, he burned into a fire
He
hydrant.
made into a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
However, if you wait to get drafted, you're going to get the shit jobs. You guarantee you're going to be frontline combat. And that's exactly what happened to Mr. Jeckovich. He waited to get drafted so he could spend more time with his mother, right?
Right.
And then he got frontline combat.
Right.
When his brother stayed in Rochester or Buffalo teaching kids how to drive a Jeep.
Well, other one was the Coast Guard.
Yeah, that's an easy job too. Hey, minutes please? Yeah. Yeah, if you got drafted, you got screwed.
Just under 7.
So, yeah, that's really something. Tell us about before you went into the military. This is very interesting. I like to hear, and everyone else does too. Tell us before you went into the military as a young boy, 10, 11, and 12, all the various jobs you had.
Oh, I worked with my uncle a lot.
What was
Worked
that
at
called?
every factory at Buffalo Avenue and Niagara Falls.
What was that called?
Sheet metal.
Croisdale's?
Yeah, Croisdale, yeah.
And was your Uncle Andy a good
He
worker?
was a good worker and smart, real smart. Third grade education.
Yeah. Third grade education,
Yeah.
very smart,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on today too.
Yeah.
You know, many people today are going to 4 years, 8 years of college, and they're working at Burger King.
Yeah.
That's not the key. Find something you love and do it. The money will follow. Find something you love and do it. The money will follow. Weren't you also a paper boy?
But I was a paper boy, Gina Rosinski.
What was it called?
Gina Rosinski was Polish paper.
How many customers you have?
About 150.
Did your mother subscribe?
Yes.
Why? Did she read all?
To read the obituary.
She just read the obituaries.
Yeah.
Were all your customers nice people?
No, not some of them were nice.
Why? What happened?
They didn't want to get, they wouldn't pay.
A young boy, they want a stiff.
Or they say we didn't deliver the paper or something.
They all spoke Polish, right?
Yeah. Polish and Italian.
Yeah, but your paper was in Polish, right?
Yeah.
And did most of them have an accent?
Oh, yeah.
When they said to you, "Hey, John, I already paid you, how would you have to handle
I
it?
was saying, I'm sorry, but you haven't paid me for 2 weeks.
And then what?
Well, they start screaming and hollering at me. I just walk out and I go back the next day. I say, are you going to pay me now?
If they
They
pay
say,
you.
well, I'm sorry, I acted up with that. How much do I owe you?
That's nice. Polish people are known for being great cooks. On all these 150 homes you delivered to, there was a great aroma of cooking?
Cooking, yeah. Cooking was a bad smell. I wasn't used to it. I don't know what they were cooking.
Were they mostly cooking kishka and tripe?
Yeah, probably. Brains.
Brains, how were brains? Did you enjoy them?
Well, once if you buttered them up and everything.
Yeah. Wow. And during the snow, how'd you deliver this paper?
And on a Black Knight bicycle.
Wow. That's something. A Schwinn Black Knight bicycle back then probably sold for $50.
Yeah.
And now they're like 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
It's a very collectible bike. It's got the light. It's got the horn, a battery horn in the center. Yeah, it's got a nice tank on it. What an beautiful bike.
Basket on the front.
And then also you worked as a boy, as an usher.
Yeah, it's theirs.
What did your uniform look like as an usher?
What, my uniform? White shirt, bow tie, black pants with a stripe on the side.
Wow. And what exactly did you have to do?
Find the people's empty chairs so they can sit down and watch the movie.
It was that busy, you had to have a...
Especially on Saturday and Sunday, yeah.
Wow.
They put ropes up to keep the crowd controlled and everything.
Didn't you have some experience with the young kids on Saturday?
Well, the kids would they went in the morning, the parents would drop them off and they go shopping or something, and the kids would be in the front seat, right in the front seat. And then a horror movie, a Frankenstein movie or something come up, and the kids would pee their pants.
On a regular basis?
Yeah, and then the sheriff said, get down and clean that up. It smelled the whole place up.
Okay, so the boss told you to get down there.
Yeah, clean it up.
Did you have to clean it up when the movie was over or during the movie?
During the movie, yeah.
And how'd those kids go home with the wet pants? That must have been embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh, if they went home.
Yeah.
The parents were probably working.
Oh, yeah. How about, didn't you also work at SS Kresge's?
Kresge's, yeah, I was a
What'd you
stock
do there?
boy. I was a stock boy there.
Did your mother also work there?
She worked as a cook downstairs.
And she made some nice food for you, huh?
Yeah.
Like what kind of things did your mother make
What kind of cake?
at Kresge's? What kind of food she make?
Well, she was the chief cook.
Like what kind of sandwiches or?
No, upstairs, full meals,
Oh,
roast
wow.
beef.
Did she always give you a free lunch?
Free lunches was taken in the back in the candy shop there. Don't make a mess.
Okay, so she didn't want you to sit at the tables.
You know.
She wanted you to go in the basement on a box or something?
Yeah.
Minutes, please? So she wants you to go in the basement on a
Yeah.
box, right? Wow.
Minute and a half.
But tell us about it. You worked with your father almost every day, too.
Yeah.
What kind of work did your father do?
Well, we did a lot of work for Francis Tone.
Who's Franchitone?
Was the only movie actor we had in Falls.
And was
Born and raised in Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
Francis Tone.
Wasn't he dating Betty Garble?
Yeah. And then while he married, they had a two-month bad time. He was an alcoholic after a while. They had a bad night, bad day.
And describe what the mansion looked like on the falls.
Francis Tone's house is
Yeah.
beautiful, yeah.
And it sat right on the rapids where you hear the thunder of the falls because the falls is only a couple hundred yards
The
away.
father was the owner of Carborundum.
Yeah, the father of Franchitone was the owner of Carborundum, which actually your father and mother worked at,
Yeah.
right? And the father of Franchitone was also the alumni of Cornell,
Yeah.
which got your brother into
Yeah, he had the Cornell, yeah.
Wow. Minutes?
20 seconds.
Tell us what you built for Sally Franchitone in the backyard.
Big dollhouse.
You and your father did it?
No, I did it by myself.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
Wow. That must have been
Wish
something.
we had a picture of it.
Huh?
Wish we had a picture of it.
Wish we had a
Yeah.
picture of it.
That house is probably still standing there.
Yeah.